You walk into the airport thinking you know how this place works. Tickets, lines, boarding passes, the usual chaos. But what if I told you this entire system is built to outsmart you before you even reach your gate? Behind those friendly smiles and shiny kiosks, airlines and airports run a silent playbook, one filled with tricks, triggers, and quiet traps that decide whether you'll glide through your journey or lose hundreds of dollars before takeoff. These are the secrets they hope you never figure out. Whispered by flight crews, buried in TSA reports, and shared only among travelers who've seen the game from the inside. Because in 2025, the airport isn't just a place, it's a system, one that tests your patience, your wallet, and your instincts. And once you know how to read its moves, you'll never travel the same way again. Secret 1. The exit row trick airlines hope you never learn. It always starts with a seat, the kind that seems ordinary until you realize it's the single biggest upgrade you can get without spending a cent. The emergency exit row. Those few inches of legroom can turn a cramped nightmare into a comfortable flight. But here's the catch. Airlines know this and they've weaponized it. American Airlines can charge up to $95 for that little extra space. Delta up to $165 for the same air you are already breathing. It's brilliant business, but it's also a system that can be bent if you know where to press. I learned this from a flight attendant years ago. She said, "We don't just fill those seats randomly. We look for people who seem cooperative, calm, and confident." That was the clue. Every time I checked in afterward, I made a point to be that passenger. Friendly, relaxed, even a little humorous. When the agent looked up, I'd smile and say something like, "Hey, if you still need someone responsible for the exit row, I'm your guy. I'll take that duty with honor." It sounds silly, but it worked half the time, because often, they genuinely need someone they trust to handle those seats, and when they have to pick quickly, they choose the person who made their job easier, not the one who demanded something. If that doesn't work, here's a quiet psychological edge. When asking for something, anything, add the word because. Could I switch to the exit row because my legs are long? It doesn't matter if your reason is small, the word itself makes people more likely to agree. And if the system still says no, sit close to the exit row instead, because sometimes the person assigned there isn't fit to assist. And when that happens, the flight crew looks for a replacement. You'll already be right there. That's not luck, that's awareness. And once you use it, you'll never see a seat map the same way again. Secret 2. How TSA reads your body without you realizing it. At the security line, everyone's focused on the bins, the belts, the laptops, the shoes. But while you're juggling all that, TSA officers are quietly watching something else. You, not your bag, not your ID, your behavior. This isn't paranoia, it's policy. For years, the TSA used something called the SPOT program, screening passengers by observation techniques. It sounds like some advanced psychological science, but what it really boiled down to was guessing. They were trained to study your face, your hands, your posture, looking for stress indicators. Maybe you yawn too big, sweat a little too much, stare too long, or your face looks pale after shaving a beard. Any of these could quietly flag you for extra screening. The problem? It doesn't work. The Government Accountability Office tore the system apart years ago, saying there was zero scientific proof it could identify threats. Yet, the TSA still pours millions into similar behavioral analysis techniques today. Same game, new name. What makes it worse is how little oversight there is. They don't record race or identity when flagging passengers, which means some people get targeted more often than others. No pattern, no accountability. So, how do you protect yourself from being randomly selected? You don't fake calmness, you practice it. Don't stare around like you're acting innocent. That's a rookie move. Keep your body relaxed, your breathing steady, your tone polite but short. Look like you've done this 1,000 times, even if you're secretly panicking about that forgotten bottle of water in your backpack. Because here's the irony. The harder you try to look innocent, the guiltier you seem. Blend in. Be natural. TSA can't read your mind, but they'll gladly misread your nerves. Secret 3. The gate agent surveillance game you never noticed. You might think the real battle starts when boarding begins, but honestly, you're being sized up long before that scanner ever beeps. Gate agents aren't just checking papers and smiling for show. They're scanning the crowd, quietly hunting for oversized bags before you even step in line. Watch closely next time. They'll sit at their desk, pretending to type, glancing up every few seconds. Their eyes move like radar, tagging passengers with carry-ons that look suspiciously full or bulky. When boarding starts, those names or faces are already mentally bookmarked, ready to be pulled aside and charged. Why? because time is money. Once the first group starts boarding, every second counts, and catching violators mid-line slows the entire operation, so they plan ahead. I've seen this play out in real life. A traveler holding a slightly bulging roller bag thinking they're in the clear, only to be stopped halfway down the jet bridge and told, "You'll have to check that, sir." The agent already knew. They marked him 10 minutes ago. If you want to avoid being singled out, the trick is not to look like a rule breaker. Keep your bag low by your legs or under your arm. Don't parade it in front of the desk. And, believe it or not, black bags really do blend in better. They don't reflect light or draw attention like bright colors or patterns do. Soft duffels and backpacks slide under the radar far easier than hard suitcases. It's not about hiding, it's about not inviting. Because once that agent decides your bag looks off, there's no convincing them otherwise. So, next time you're waiting to board, remember you're already on camera, even when you think you're not. Secret 4. The hidden commission trap that makes gate agents stricter than ever. Here's something most travelers never realize. For some airlines, catching you at the gate isn't just policy, it's profit. Budget carriers like Spirit and Frontier have quietly built a system that rewards gate agents for enforcing baggage rules. Every time they flag an oversized personal item or carry-on, they can earn $5 to $10 in commission. It doesn't sound like much, but multiply that by dozens of passengers a day, and suddenly every extra inch of your bag is money in someone's pocket. That's why those viral videos you see, the ones where gate agents are arguing over bags that clearly fit, aren't accidents. They're incentives in action. I've seen it myself. A passenger calmly sliding their backpack into the bin. It fits perfectly, yet the agent still insists, "It has to go all the way in, ma'am." The customer protests, but the fee is already printing. And here's the sneaky part. The gate is where you have the least power. You can't go back to repack, you can't dispute the policy, and the airline knows you won't risk missing your flight over an argument. One swipe of your card, and you're done. $60 gone, no refund, no recourse. That's why your bag choice matters more than ever. A compact, minimalist design, especially one that opens wide like a suitcase, not only helps you pack smarter, but also looks compliant from every angle. Soft edges and darker fabrics make it seem smaller, even when it's full. Because in 2025, bag enforcement isn't just about following rules. It's about triggering a bonus system, and the easiest way to win that game is to never get noticed in the first place. Secret 5. The bag check trap. Don't test your carry-on in the airline sizing bin. You're volunteering for a $60 to $100 fee if it's even slightly oversized. Test it discreetly at an empty gate instead. Secret 6. Why airlines lie about delays. Airlines announce short, rolling delays, just 30 more minutes, to keep you captive at the gate, preventing refund requests. Track your plane's actual location with flight apps to know the real timeline. Secret 7. Predictive seat cancellation. Airlines like American use software to cancel your seat if their system predicts you'll miss a connection, even if you make it. If this happens, demand compensation for involuntary denial of boarding. Secret 8. The hidden flight credit trap. When your flight is canceled, the chaos is immediate. Long lines, ringing phones, and a sea of frustrated passengers. Yet, amidst this noise, airlines are quietly executing a play that looks like a lifeline, but often functions as a financial trap. It's the flight credit system. In the moment of disruption, airlines are quick to offer you a travel voucher or credit instead of a cash refund. On the surface, it seems fair. You haven't lost your money, you can simply use it later. But here's the critical truth. Those credits come with fine print sharper than a torn boarding pass. Most are saddled with strict expiration dates, sometimes as brief as 12 months, and are often non-transferable, non-splittable, and loaded with blackout dates. Worse still, some airline systems operate with a deceptive reset clock. If you rebook using the credit and then cancel that new flight, the expiration date may revert to the original cancellation, causing you to lose the entire value without warning. The most insidious layer? Some carriers deduct new service fees when you finally redeem the credit, meaning you're effectively paying twice for part of the journey with money that was always rightfully yours. This system is designed to keep billions of dollars of passenger money locked within airline ledgers instead of returned to the wallets it came from. So, remember this power. Under binding United States Department of Transportation regulations, you are legally entitled to a full cash refund for any canceled flight, regardless of the reason, or for any significant delay, typically defined as 3 hours domestically or more for international. Do not accept the path of least resistance. When the airline representative says, "We can issue you a travel voucher for future use," your response must be clear: "I am entitled to, and I insist upon, a full cash refund to my original form of payment." This isn't about being difficult, it's about reclaiming your freedom and refusing to let a cancellation turn into a long-term loan to the airline. Because when they offer you a voucher, what they're really saying is, "We'd prefer to keep your money on our books." Your knowledge is the key to taking it back.